Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Rainmaker's Roundup. I am your host, Mark Iorio, and next to me over here is my new best friend, Charlotte Conroy, Managing Director or Partner at Recent Communications. What do you call yourself?
I'm kind of the managing partner, marketing, sales, business development.
I have a feeling
a lot of things.
I know. I have
all
a feeling.
The things.
All the things. You're the boss.
Close.
Well, not quite, but I have a feeling that people listen to you because you're just like, you have that personality.
I mean, I gotta feel out who I'm talking to, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
It is.
Yeah.
And you took yesterday was your birthday.
Yesterday
Happy
was my
birthday.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Big milestone, 25. So
25.
Totally joking.
You goof.
Did I fool you?
Yeah.
Did have a big birthday. It was nice.
Oh yeah, I'll bet.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a 25. It was.
I'm 35.
35.
Okay,
She
confess
looks
it
good.
on air.
She looks good.
Thanks. My
Tell
queen.
us about Recent.
Yeah, so Recent. So we've been in business 21 years. So
Wow.
yeah, family owned and operated.
More than half your life.
More than half. I haven't been there 21 years, but started back in 2000. We're family owned, operated, small regional telecom company. Mm-hmm. And for us, it's about helping small, mid-sized businesses, organizations find the right fit phone solution. How can they make and take phone calls, have the support at the right price? And really it's just collaborating, finding the right fit, and being different than the big guys. And I don't need to talk about those, but just educating businesses that there's options out there to find a true partner. And
Charlotte, I mean, a lot of people talk about voice over IP phones. Is it? I mean, the technology in a phone system. In order for people to understand that, they're all computerized now. So you've got to understand the technology, right?
Exactly, and I think whether we're talking to a head of IT or an office manager, an operations director, everyone needs to just get the basics of phone calls, right?
Yeah.
No matter what your industry is,
right.
Your business relies on phone calls. So it's how you're doing that. People throw around buzzwords, VoIP, cloud, all these things. It's like, how do you make and take phone calls?
Yeah.
And that's the very basics of it.
How much did things change in the telecommunications industry over the last 18 months with COVID and everything and people working remotely
Yeah, I mean, it's everyone even listening and watching this, I mean, the drastic shift, the force to work remotely is what went on, and it was kind of hobbling along. If people had the cloud solutions in place already, you know, they could pop open their laptop or use a mobile app on their cell phone to make and take business calls,
right.
All good, but many businesses and nonprofits didn't have any of that infrastructure. So now it's like, okay, we're working remotely and now maybe doing hybrid and coming back to work. Mm-hmm. What are those tools that we're using to communicate? But yeah, it's crazy how people were forced to work from home, and what are you communicating with was the big question.
Yeah. And what do you say to people out there who are listening or watching the show and they say, well, you just call me on my cell phone. I mean, it's, I mean, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
You know?
I think that's extremely a valid question. And then you step back and realize and say, do I want my staff to give out their personal cell phone numbers? Do I want to say, hold on, call this person on their cell? Or do you want to have a streamlined business solution where you have your published business phone number? It comes in, it doesn't matter, you know, the person calling has no idea how their call is being routed, but it gets to the person they need to in a seamless way, right? Like I talk to people and they're like, why do I need a phone system? Well, you can use your cell phone, it's just all integrated.
Right.
It's a published business number, it's an extension, all cloud-based or what have you, and you get the calls to where it needs to be.
Yeah. So what size companies do you typically focus on? What are they mid-size, small businesses, or doesn't it really matter?
I mean, we really thrive in, I would say, small to mid-sized business, really up to 500 employees.
Okay.
Because above that, we're true with our capabilities. But, you know, we have a range of, you know, a 5-person law firm. We have a 200-person accounting firm, and kind of all in between there.
Yeah.
And it's really those businesses that are looking for a partner and not that transactional, I got to pay my phone company, and when I need them, I got to sit on support for 2 hours and talk to 10 different people.
Yeah.
It's really someone, you know, at the end of the day, a person who their job is to make sure the phones are working for their organization, did they have a partner that knows what they're doing and that cares about them?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What does that mean in a case where, when you say that, you know, you don't want to talk about the big guys,
Yeah.
but let's talk about the big guys for a minute,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
I want to know what makes Recent so different than everybody else out there, because there's other telecom.
Oh, my gosh.
Not a million, but there's a lot.
A lot,
Right.
probably hundreds, if not more and more.
Even in our region, even in our area, there's a lot of competition. So
There's a lot.
right, for you who wear many hats in the organization.
Yeah.
What do you say? What do you say to people who say, I got a telecom company and
Yeah, I think that's a really good one, and I always talk about kind of 3 areas, and it's customization and collaboration to find the right fit.
Yep.
Right, because there are so many options. It's actual expertise to install a system, come on site and make sure everything's working. But not only that, train your people. Technology, could be simple. Oh, I need to transfer a call. People aren't trained, they're not going to use it. And then the third kind of area is our support. So I kind of mentioned, you know who you're speaking with, because we're not a big company, and that's on purpose.
Right.
We want people to know who we are, and we want to know them. So it's getting that responsiveness, it's getting actual help, and it's feeling like you have a true partner.
yeah.
Yeah.
Aside from the fact that this is part of your family now, right? This
Yeah.
is in your family. What do you get excited about? I mean, your background's pretty cool. I mean, you worked for a big company,
Yeah.
right, for a long time.
Yeah.
Kimberly Clark.
Kimberly
We could-
Clark,
yeah.
right? Huggies, Kleenex, all those. Can
Yeah.
we say brands? I mean, we're going to get charged
Sure.
for that. No, but
We should charge them.
You're welcome.
Right, exactly.
But no, I mean, my background is exactly that, working for a global Fortune 500 company and kind of making that leap to a small family-owned business and trying to understand where I can take some of my background and expertise and adapt that and help our business thrive and grow in an extremely competitive industry.
Right.
Like, I could name drop all these big guys, and to your point, like, where do you fit in? So yeah, I mean, I was a college basketball player, so that's a cool part of my background, and just being competitive, but also wanting to learn and still being somewhat new in the industry. I'm 6.5 years. It's like ever changing, and it's exciting.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
How do you think, speaking of the hoop thing,
Yeah.
I always want to talk about that.
Please.
Because, yeah.
Oh, there's a hoop back there. We're going to go play some one-on-one
Yeah,
later.
we can. Are you in high heels? No,
Oh,
you're
I brought
not.
flip-flops in my car.
Oh, you
We're
do?
fine.
All right, let's go play. You probably kick my butt.
I
but
would, but it's fine.
You might not.
I mean,
you might
if we're
not.
just strictly shooting, that's
No.
definitely
We're
not.
not going to. No. I don't even know.
Throw
if
elbows.
Yeah, I do throw. Tough
boy.
defensively.
Oh, boy.
Trust me.
Oh, boy.
I was a guard.
Hey, you have to be.
You have to be tough.
You have to.
And I wasn't great, so I had to make up for
You
that.
had to muscle your way in
Exactly. So how do you think sports and that competitiveness and growing up with 3 brothers in the household helps you with your business? I mean, it.
Yeah, I talk about it all the time, and it's having that passion and drive that you're just kind of born with, right? And then when you get into sports, it's making yourself better when people aren't watching, and that's a big deal, right? So translating that into business, it's learning, it's being excited to adapt to different opportunities and just win, right? So yes, you want to win a deal, but it's more about a partnership. Let's win this partnership and actually help people, and that's a really cool thing. And what we're building at our company is this team approach. We have a great balance of kind of age groups and diverse backgrounds, and it's like, how do we all come together and win?
Yeah, and what would you tell people who, I've had a lot. I've been doing this for 4.5 years, and there are times where you have people on the show, like I had Jeff Harris a few weeks ago, and he's a merchant services guy.
Yeah,
and like
Jeff.
I said, yeah, you know Jeff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you walk in the door and people go, oh my God, merchant services.
Right.
There's the back door. You just walk that way.
Right?
I'm not saying telecommunications is in that category, but a lot of people think, oh my God, managed IT services, IT, technology, telecom. I don't know anything about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
You know what? I don't want to deal with that.
Right.
What do you say to people that are reticent about exploring, working with a new company like Recent?
Yeah, I think I talk about this all the time with people. They already have what we offer. And like IT and all of that, everyone has something now. It's runs your business.
Right.
Phones run your business.
Sure.
Technology runs your business. But it's making sure, do you have the right fit?
Yeah.
Is it the right capabilities? Whatever your goal is, you're growing or you're not growing or you're expanding and working different places. Do you have the right solutions? But it's the right price. I mentioned the big guys. It's very cookie cutter. Like, oh, here, I have hundreds of salespeople. Here's your cut sheet of pricing. There's no customization and collaboration with the client.
Right.
It's like, let's design something you need. And then it's making sure that they get the support. So, I mean, kind of those factors.
Yeah, support's a big thing. I mean,
Yeah.
there are times where outages happen all the time, right?
All the time.
And you have to have the right support because oftentimes you don't know who to call. I mean, it's like, and frankly, if you're with, we don't need to mention any of the
No, I mean, people
big
know
players. They
the
know
big national brands.
the
you see
national brands.
commercials for,
Yeah,
really.
exactly. Right. They're on TV all the time.
Yeah.
But you get an outage. Who do I call?
Exactly.
Who am I supposed to call?
Exactly. And that's a big thing that we talk about in the industry, that there are technical issues or questions. It's technology. It's never perfect. But when and if you need something, you have a person you actually know to call.
Mm-hmm.
And whether that's me or someone else that, was kind of their account manager, or you call in and speak with a real person that you actually know their name. You're not calling an 800 number on one of your bills and then going through the auto attendant, press 1, press 2. Be on the phone for 2 hours. It's about being communicated with,
Yeah.
being proactive and responsive. And I've talked to many of clients that are now with us that just the stories that they tell, it's like, please tell me more because, I want to share, but I also feel bad,
Yeah,
that
exactly.
they even went through all that.
Yeah, right. Who is it? Who is an ideal client, or what does an ideal client look like to you? Is it? How would you describe them?
Yeah, I mean, an ideal client for us has definitely changed over the years. I mean, we want those small and mid-sized businesses and nonprofits, again, up to 500 employees, but it can range. It could be a 10-person law firm or, a 25-person nonprofit.
Right.
But it's really those businesses that care to have their phones working,
Yeah.
and they care to have a responsive partner that they can quickly call and say, hey, you know what? We're thinking about doing this. And it might not be phone related. It might be like, hey, we're going to start a new division, or we're going to have people working remotely. And then we kind of fit the technology for what they're trying to do.
And is the person you're dealing with, inside the organization, it varies every time?
It typically does. I mean, again, in the size of organizations we help, it could be someone that's head of IT, but a lot of times it's the operations director or finance or even an owner or a partner. It's the ones that are making those decisions, and they might not be technical at all.
Yeah.
And that's another reason. You kind of have us as an extension of your team. You've probably met people, they do marketing, sales, and IT, and you're
Yeah.
like, I'm so sorry you have to do all of that.
Right.
But
Exactly.
it is what it is.
Yeah. But at least in those instances where people do not have the expertise, right? If you
Right.
feel like, okay, I'm a little bit out of my league here, they hired me as a marketing person
Right.
or as an HR person,
Right.
and they gave me this responsibility to handle the phone system.
Right.
And I know nothing about the phone system.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't
Yeah, I deal with a lot of people like that, and that's when they're like this sigh of relief of like, number one, we're real. Like, as you probably can tell, I'm very real.
Yeah,
and
you are.
We're gonna be helpful, and then we're going to maybe give them a little education if they're like, listen, I don't want to do any of this myself. I want to call you guys. It's like, perfect. That's what we're here for.
Yep.
And it's included in all we offer. Like, again, these big guys, they start charging for support and charging for this and that was never discussed, but it's very real.
Yeah.
Hey, I forgot my voicemail password. You call in an 800 number. Well, they're going to charge you for all of this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's
Not
crazy.
here.
Not here.
All right, we got to take a quick commercial break.
Okay.
We'll come back with more basketball after this message from, no, I'm just kidding. More Recent Communications and Charlotte Conroy, managing partner, among other things, with Recent Communications, right after this message.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. But it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Welcome back to Rainmaker's Roundup. I'm your host, Mark Iorio. I'm having a lot of fun here with Charlotte
You're almost
Conroy.
going to say a co-host. I'm not the leader here.
I'm the leader. You are the leader. Oh my gosh.
So funny.
You are funny. I don't even know what we were talking about before. All I know is that Recent is 21 years old, right? And very, very hands-on,
Yes.
right?
Yep.
What kinds of things, Charlotte, do you guys do in the community? I know there's a lot of community outreach. You do. You help TDI Connect, which is an organization that I run,
Yeah.
or one of the things I do. One of the million things
Many
that I
things
do.
you
right?
do. Impressive.
But yeah, no, that was cool. Thank you. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of other things you're doing in the community, which is really awesome.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we do. We do a lot. Something that was really fun. I guess we did it now. The years fly by with all that's went on. It's probably now 2 Christmases ago, 2 holiday seasons ago. We partnered with one of our clients. They're a nonprofit, and we did our holiday hotline. We're in the phone business. How do you make that fun? So you call into a number we put out there, and you can talk to Santa, Rudolph, Frosty, and we donated money to a local organization for every voicemail that was left. And so it was a really fun thing.
Wow.
Yeah, it was, being creative and fun, but also giving back to an organization that's actually a client of ours. We support some of the sports teams locally. My husband used to coach at a high school by us, coach basketball.
Oh, good.
I know, it's a 11 basketball story. We don't have to talk about that. But,
No. I do have a question about that. Can you beat him in basketball?
I got to be honest, only once or twice.
All right.
Yeah.
He's better?
When we used to, before kids and all this, we would do full court one-on-one.
Uh-huh.
And I would have more stamina and I was faster, so I would get some easy buckets, some easy layups, but
Not anymore.
he's better than me. He played at Albright too. So
Oh, he did?
He did,
Okay.
yeah.
Was he a guard too?
he
or-
was, yeah,
Okay.
point guard.
But he's
Yeah.
bigger.
I mean, he's bigger than me. People are like, oh, is he like 6'5"? I'm like, he's like 5'9" and a half, but fast and can shoot.
He's quick.
He's fast and can shoot.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Think about your, not the career necessarily at Kimberly-Clark, but if you had to do it over again, right? What would you do a little differently if, as you come into Recent, right, and all the things that you've learned over the last 6 years, what kinds of things would you maybe change or do a little differently than you did when you first started?
Yeah, I think, more of it is having those strategic partnerships.
Yeah.
Is something that, we talk about, networking and meeting great
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
Building friendships and building trust and partnerships. And that's where I feel like we do spend time on now, but right away I would have been more, strategic in identifying these types of businesses we could partner with and kind of develop that earlier on. But we're doing that more and trying to see, like, if people are looking for a telecom expert and they don't want to get into it, they have someone they can trust that we're going to come in and do right for their client and be a true partner and not overstep in any of their, offering.
So who would be a good strategic partner for you? Is it people that are in managed IT or what?
Yeah.
Who is good?
Yeah, I mean, I would say other technology providers.
Okay.
So yeah, MSPs, folks in cybersecurity or audiovisual or even print management, copiers, printers. Those types of organizations that maybe they dabbled in telecom and they're like, listen, we don't have the expertise or, we don't want to do it. Those are great partners for me because we only stick to telecom. That's all we do and we're amazing at it. And so it's finding those strategic partners to come in and help a client and give them what they deserve with all of us winning together.
Yeah, that's great. And you know what? It's oftentimes with partnerships, Charlotte, it's so much better than getting a referral into an organization, especially if you
Oh,
have
yeah.
a trusted advisor in there already.
Absolutely.
If someone says, hey, you need to call Charlotte over at Recent, and they're doing managed IT or they're the MSP or whatever. And,
Yeah, it's so powerful, and to have that opportunity and to have someone trust me first, but trust our organization to come into their client and do a great job and represent them, because it's a hard thing. Like, I'm going to refer you to someone, and your fingers crossed that they do a good job and represent you, and that's really sometimes a scary thing, but
Yeah.
it's so important. It's building those foundational partnerships and doing right by the end customer.
What does Recent mean? Was there something behind the name, or was it something that the family just decided to select?
Yeah, so family and operated. So my father-in-law started the business now 21 years ago, and the legal name was always Recent Communications. I'll
Okay.
have to ask him about that over dinner one of these nights. And then we had a DBA of Prime Business Systems, but over the last 6+ years since I joined, we kind of were rebranding and remarketing to Recent Communications, and
Yeah.
it's been great because it allows us to be more where the opportunity takes us, not like, hey, we sell traditional phone systems. Well, we do that and more.
Right.
So the communications aspect of
But
it.
you're in telecommunications.
Absolutely.
And sticking to that is
That is-
important. Knowing your lane and not getting outside your lane. A lot of
Absolutely.
times is really critical. And
Yeah.
a friend of mine, Joe Rojas, said to me, when you're selling to everyone, you're selling to no one.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, and you kind of asked that question of what I would do different. I think what we're realizing more and more is that we're not for everyone. We have some people that they're used to this industry of just, I pay my phone bill when I need them. Yeah, I got to call and wait for 2 hours. We're not for them. We're for the people that truly value the tools and a partnership in technology.
Yeah.
And we've realized that. And it's sometimes, in being in sales, it's a hard thing to realize, but you're like, okay, when you need us, if you need us, we're here.
Well,
But let's move on.
You're more it's more hands-on, and
Yeah.
there's a when people talk about partnerships or teams, a lot of times it's rhetoric.
Yeah.
It's like
it's a buzzword. Like, let's just say.
yeah, let's be a partner, and
Yeah.
and it seems to me that the more I talk to you, the more I realize that the connectivity that you have with your clients is more of a friendship.
Yeah,
Right?
I would definitely say that. I mean, we talk about kids and share pictures and talk about what's going on in their lives and obviously their business. But yeah, it's at the end of the day, we're all people. I don't care what your title is. Like, we're people.
Yeah, we're people, right?
Yeah.
Why are you so? Why the passion? Why are you so passionate about what you do?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's exciting to get up and know that all we work for is for our business and the people on our team that we truly care for. But
Yeah.
it's my family. I have 2 little kids. I wear their little initials on my
that's
necklace
cute.
here. But yeah, it's Cece and Cam and my husband Greg, who we're just building this business and kind of carrying on the lineage that my father-in-law and his dad had years back.
Yeah.
It's exciting and empowering.
So these networking groups that you talked about earlier, are you involved in a lot of them, and how have they helped in terms of growing the business? And when you start to think about, now you're a marketing person
Right.
at heart, right?
Right.
You've worked for big brands.
Yep.
How are you finding new clients? Are they coming through word of mouth? Is it reputation? Is it the networking groups? Is it a whole? I'm sure it's a whole combination of those things.
Yeah, I would say, we talk about this internally and with people, it's not one silver bullet. It's not like, oh, we're getting all of our new business from this channel, but a large percentage of it is client referrals.
Okay.
It's partner referrals. It's insights that people share that, it might be the banker that I met at a chamber of commerce, or
Right.
it might be someone totally out of the technology realm, but a lot of it is those referrals and introductions, but a lot of it is, some of the outbound efforts that we're doing to really create awareness of us. Like, again, we're 21 years old, but no one's heard of Recent.
Right.
They've heard of the big guys. And
Right.
it's like, hey, there's other options. Here's how we might be able to help you.
Yeah.
Social media, kind of all of these things that you really, no matter your business or industry, you have to be doing all of these things.
Mm-hmm.
You do. You kind of can't sit back and wait for someone to make an introduction for you,
Or
right?
the phone to ring.
Or the phone to ring, exactly. Love it. We all need phones.
Sit there, let's listen for that phone to ring.
Exactly.
No,
yeah.
that's not going to happen. But
Right.
I think, as you grow the business, as you continue to network, what do you see as what do you think the future holds for Recent and the expansion, and what do you continue to do down the road, another 21 years down the road?
Yeah, it's exciting to think of, right?
It is.
So I think it is really focusing more on the partnerships. Yes, we're always going to try to reach out directly to potential clients, but it's those partnerships that could allow us to have them offer something to their clients and know that it's backed by our solutions and support and expertise. And that's where I think a big focus will be. So identifying those and partner to do what's best for everyone.
For everyone, yeah.
Yeah.
Where does the inspiration come from? I mean, you grew up in a great family.
Yeah.
You've got great brothers, parents, the whole bit.
Yeah.
But where do you find where does the inspiration for Charlotte come from?
I do. I think it's so much of my family. I grew up in such a close-knit family, and my mom and dad and my 3 brothers, we just are so close even now, and just getting excited every day and having fun and being silly and not taking ourselves too serious.
Yeah,
And, of course, my family that we're growing, my husband and I with our 2 kids, it's just family and friends is just such deeply rooted in my life, and it's just amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You've been great.
Thank
you.
You
were
Mark.
awesome.
You
I
were
love it.
awesome, too. I'm so
thank
excited.
you. We're playing hoops, girl. I'm telling you. Look
Hello.
into that camera right there. Don't blow it. I mean,
Okay.
right there. Tell everybody how to get in touch with you and that Recent Communications company.
Yeah, that company, Recent. Find me on LinkedIn, Charlotte Conroy, love to connect, and then recentcom.com. Find us on social media too, and thank you guys so much.
You have a phone number?
I do have a phone number, 484-998-4540. Call us.
You are so funny. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is a wrap for Rainmakers Roundup. Look up Charlotte Conroy, check her out on LinkedIn, and look up Recent Communications. We'll see you soon. Have a good week, everyone.